I'm getting a haircut soon, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of the beard. What length do you think it should be?
Hey there. I'll be live for a little bit. Is that something on my camera? No, I'm good. And put a shirt on. I will get it. Thank you. We're learning independence, the both of us. Give me 1 second real quick. Good things. All good things. All good. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate the intent. Okay, get ready for the trolls to say you wouldn't let her do it for you, and now that makes you a narcissist. Before you made her do it, and you're a narcissist, and now you won't let her do it, so you're a narcissist. And if you're not a narcissist, you're hiding something, so you're definitely a narcissist. Guys, here's the thing. I am able to look back and say, well, come on, Jody, how are you? Krista, Sherry, Musicfest, Jerry, Leslie. I'm in a much better place than I thought I would be about all of it. Much better. Oh, I will ask you to do something. You got me to calm. I didn't prepare for the live because it's more of an emotional live. It's pretty much all of them. What's up? Thank you. Appreciate it. You can watch me comb my hair on camera. Got a razor. Go ahead and take care of this. Somebody out in the hallway is like screaming at the top of their lungs. They say that the hotel is haunted. I don't believe that. We've been having a great time. Right? I don't buy that. I was in a haunted hotel. That was in... Where was it? Where was the Queen Mary? When I got into Queen Mary? If anyone remembers, it was the first time. It was the first time I ever was rude openly. Like in public. And, well, no. It's the first time I was really rude and mean to a woman. It's the very first time ever. Was on a haunted ship. I still remember it was a girl on live stream that just would, a woman on live stream, a full grown woman, she was a teacher. And she just would not stop, you know, and I'm there having a good time, showing good content to people, and she's just harassing everybody in the comments, and I could not get her to shut up. And I think I called her the B word or something. I think it was the B word. And she straight up, like, oh, she lost it, and people were losing it on her, and it was the first time I figured out that I run my platform a lot more than I thought I did. I never knew that people... I'm starting to find out how much you people look up to me. And I have failed that miserably. And now I'm sitting here saying, okay, well, you look up to me, but the internet is miserable. The internet is absolutely miserable. Why do I want to be here? Like, that's what it turned into. It turned from, I'm here for you, to, okay, this detriments my health on some level. And it doesn't anymore. I don't see an ability to get anything out of it other than money. And other than talking to you guys, obviously. But that's social, right? And I don't want to monetize that. I find more value in being able to talk with you than the ability to make money doing it. At the same time, if I run a platform, eventually that will build into something, and then I make money. And then that disingenuates our conversation. What do? That's the part where I'm figuring it out, right? And I'm like, okay, so you were settling, and I was going to settle, and now I'm not settling anymore because I don't want to settle. So thank you to the people who did keep me from getting famous, because then I would have been trapped in that box. I appreciate the support. Y'all saved my life. And now, you know, because I was going viral, and that was great, and I was sustaining it. And then you guys showed up. And it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me, because I was not exemplifying my intelligence. I was not doing as many smart things as I could. And you guys knew it. And I think that's why you got so angry at me, because you saw that I was not fulfilling my potential. And that's what you called laziness. And it's really funny, because a lot of people, as I'm learning, are not seeing me as very lazy. They're like, you're not lazy. But you might be crazy because you are not doing as much as you can do and spending your time doing this. So I never saw myself as smarter or more capable than people that do this for a living. And I know that I am made for more. More isn't always better. It doesn't always mean better. So, they might be better at me than something. That a lot of things, obviously. But I think I'm made for more than this. Maybe not necessarily better, but more. I know I'm made for more. I don't know what that looks like. It's very frustrating. Okay? I was fighting for this for a long time. And now I can finally have it. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's not that I don't want it. It's that I know I can do more. And now, not only can I, but I'm able to. And now I want to. And I'm like, I want to do more. I want to do more. Why? Like, how do I make myself stop wanting more again so that now that I finally have this thing that I wanted that was going to make me feel so good, can feel good? Because I know that if I stopped wanting more and I just liked what I have now, that's going to be enough for me for the rest of my life. I have a really, really big appetite. And I'm hungry, very hungry. That was the Queen Mary. I don't know if I saw any ghosts. I don't know. I don't even know. I think if we trick ourselves enough, we can see shadows. I personally feel that I had an experience, but I think that was much more fear than anything. I wouldn't call myself a credible source on ghost hunting. Hi, Lindsay Wagner. Broken Soul. Fab Food Stylist. Jennifer. Xenomorph Baby. Hi, Katana. Paula Jean, Lindsay, and Eager Dog. Thanks for showing up. Howdy. Okay. So I was being a bit of a wuss. Very much of a wuss. Okay. Hi, Katie. What you're seeing on my face, I could tell you guys are like, dude, why are you so proud of yourself, Lana? Some of you are really tough, right? So you're looking at me, you're like, why do you think you're so tough? Hi, Ashley Jane Cooks. You gotta realize I grew up in a really tough household, but I'm kind of the nerdy type. I've also been learning how to get a lot more tough, which is awesome. It's good. I'm not made that way, though. I don't think. I mean, maybe I am if I look at, I kind of am. It's just very surreal. Imagine the kid in school, as I stereotype. I'm doing my best to communicate what I'm trying to communicate. Imagine the kid in school that's just tiny and scrawny, and then he turns into this big brawling guy, and he's also smart. And now I'm sitting here, that person. I'm not really doing anything, though. And it's partially because I'm like, okay, now I'm all of this. What the heck am I supposed to do with it? Because I could just go out and do stuff. But I'm at a point in my life where, because of my age and my gender and being American and my past mistakes, that if I go out there and I make any mistakes that are, accidentally illegal, if I go and I try now, for real try, that if I make a mistake like that, it's going to cost me like my entire adulthood. And that makes me really scared because I didn't commit a crime, but there's a whole lot of people that made me feel criminal. And now I'm like, okay, I don't trust myself enough, right? I figured out that I'm smart, and now I see that I'm strong, and both of those things together are brand new for me. And now I know they're true. And now I'm scared to do something with them. Because me being newly strong, I meet somebody who's raised strong, and they're being tough with me, and I'm like, whoa, okay, so like I'm not that strong yet, right? I'm new to being strong. This is new. I'm gonna need a little bit. And vice versa, being smart and using my smarts. I'm new to using my smarts. So I'll meet smart people, and they're like, you're not smart. I'm like, I'm smart, I'm just learning how to use it. And then I'm getting a bunch of blowback and pushback from people. For the first time in my life, though, I'm not accepting the blowback or the pushback. I'm able to just brush it off, which is pretty new. So it's good. Your hair looks so full. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, it's bushy. Careful what you wish for, guys. Careful what you wish for. Yeah. Hi, Monroe. I'm almost 30. I got 4 years. Yo, 4 years is a college degree, a military deployment. 4 years is high school, for all of high school. 4 years is a really long time. I've got 4 years till I'm 30. Almost 30. 4 years is a very long time. Especially me, because I move really fast in my life, so it makes time feel slow. When am I going to act my age? Because I'm not going to act. I will grow up to 26 as fast as possible. It might take me till 28 to grow up to 28. You know, that's a big piece that a lot of people don't get with me. And it is the foster care piece. And I saw that this morning. I was talking, there were 2 ladies out in the hallway, and then Kate was here, and the 3 or 4 of us were talking. And I realized there came a point where I crossed a social boundary, and things got a little awkward. And, I didn't realize until after the fact. In the past, I never would have noticed at all. I'm starting to notice that. I'm like, oh. And I realize it's because other people were not raised with their natural born, or other people were born with their natural born parents. For me, I was raised with people who aren't technically my family, and yet I see them as family. And I oftentimes what that'll do for me is I will identify people around me that, not that they're my family, but I have to learn regular social boundaries, right? And I'm real late to that game. But most people in my position don't actually ever learn them, period. So in a particular position that I'm in, there's a couple people that could relate to it, and that I know of anyway. Not foster care particularly, but the specific situation of foster care that I was raised in. I'm learning how to do it, and it's exciting, and there's a lot of people that do watch here that say they're excited to be a part of it. Also, though, I'm being much more stingy with my life. I have to live my life. I don't want people to be a part of the innermost parts of who I am, because I have learned that gives people a lot of power over me, and it gives them a lot of dictation in my life. And although it may appear that I've exposed more to like everything to you, there's a lot that I'm coming to see that I haven't, that maybe God helped me to maybe hold back, right, until I was in a free space, that other people don't get to be a part of it. And I've learned to be self-defensive to a much healthier level. And it's good, because in my life I will amass power. I do have plenty of authority. I've also learned that we have to have balance. So I have a lot of authority, and I don't have a lot of power. And it is my own fault that I don't have a lot of power. And I also give up a lot of power that I did have, and I have to get my power back. And that is going to be very interesting to watch for you guys, if you get to watch it. I don't know if you're going to. I haven't decided whether or not to do it on screen or off screen. I don't know enough about how things work yet to know that piece of it. Hi, Patty. How are you? Andy, welcome on. Jesse, CJ, sweetheart. Okay. Barney, how are you? Amelia, Lame Plant. Is the hair thing on purpose? The hair thing is called poor man's hair. No. Hi, Gypsy Gina. Is the hair on purpose? No. Hair's gotta get cut. Real soon. Real soon. And I think I know what you're talking about. I might. If you're referring to like other, or people who do social media and whatnot are like doing this more. No, I'm gonna cut mine off, because it does create a perception for people that I'm more mature than I am. And with the beard and whatnot, I look older, and I look a lot more my age, and people expect to shave it off again. I'm shaving it. Calm down. I'm not shaving the hair though. Chill out. I'm gonna get rid of the beard, because it does make me look a little younger then, and I am 26. My maturity is a little bit behind, admittedly, and so when people see me as 26 and treat me 26, they're pretty mean to me, because I'm like, hey, dude, I'm a little bit, I'm not autistic, but I'm a little bit behind, and I'm fighting real hard to catch up fast as humanly possible. Very hard to catch up if you didn't have natural parents to a space where you have natural parents, because it's like almost not possible. Almost being the operative word. I'm figuring things out. Herbert, welcome on. Bring the poof mohawk back. Let's not even talk about it. I think your hair looked the best when you had it short, almost shaven. Might look good with the beard too. I appreciate that, but I think I will look like a skinhead, and that is a bad move, especially where I'm at. Johnny Mac, what's up? It makes you look older. It does. I'm sorry. I see what I'm doing. Guys, I'm not like that. Me personally, I'm not like that. I feel a lot more pressure on screen than... I think that's another big thing, is a lot of you, I got very good at looking. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't get good at... I'm assuming that I got good at looking like I didn't feel a whole lot of pressure on screen. And I kind of did that by just getting whatever comforts I could. But no, I've always felt really, really nervous. Not insecure, but nervous on screen. Because I'm by nature more of an introvert, and I was raised an introvert. But I was raised by extroverts, and I was taught how to be an extrovert. So it's not my nature. So I'm a natural introvert, so I am naturally super nervous on screen. Like, even over the years, if I act like I'm not, I am. I'm just like to think that I'm actually pretty good at acting that, that I'm not nervous. But that ended up hurting me in the long run, because I got really, really good at making it look like I could handle the screen well, at least that well. And so well that people are sending me bloody tissues in a piñata in the mail with a GPS tracker in it. So I think I got a little too good, a little too low on the totem pole. And being more transparent and revealing myself will get people to back off and quit being so weird, because they'll see that they traumatized me a lot more than they think. Hopefully they don't know what they did. I decided to let mine grow through the pandemic. Oh, your beard, Patty. I'm just kidding, Patty. I'm kidding. That's good. That's good. A little start today. Henderson, how's it going? Beard makes you look more mature in a good way. Thank you. I know it does, but then I have a boyish charm, because my personality is more boyish than mannish right now to match the beard, and it throws people off, and it's awkward. It makes me feel uncomfortable, because girls would be like, "Oh, you're adorable," and I'm like, I don't like that. I really appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the intent, but I have to grow up. I really do have to grow up, and that starts by me doing things my way. That's part of adulthood, especially as a man, is I have to do things my way. I think that's for everybody, regardless of your gender. You have to live your life. And I, for the most part, have not really been living my life. I've been living a lot of versions of a life that a lot of people have said I have to live. And I'm pushing as hard as I can to live a life that is mine as much as possible, which is very, very difficult, especially with the amount of pressure that I feel. I also see that there's a lot of pressure that I put on myself. And a lot of you said that. You're like, dude, it's you. And I'm like, you guys don't know, hopefully don't know, that I felt like I couldn't put it down. I felt like I couldn't put it down. And that was a lot of people being in my head, which is way different than me not being healthy with the screen. And that's what some people try to prove, because they're freaking losers and pathetic. I don't care. They can, they can screw off. But I got myself, and take care of myself. I just have to keep those people at bay, learn how to handle myself, and learn how to handle those people, especially going into the upper echelon of it. And you don't have to have a lot of followers to be getting that kind of attention, Just me as a man being as transparent as I am with as little of a following as I have, it has attracted people in real life like that. And where people get confused, they're like, well, you're not famous. Why do you have this kind of obsession? Why are people this way with you? Because I'm this transparent, and I also kept resetting my platform every time I got embarrassed, or, things weren't the way I wanted them to be. Just a lot of OCD, like a lot of perfectionism. And I'm still very much that way. I have not let go of it for the most part. But
but I've let go of the narcissism a lot, where I'm okay with, okay, so if I delete my content and someone else posts it, then I need to relax. That's it. I just need to relax. And I'm more comfortable with someone else posting my content, reposting my content, than me leaving content that I don't like on my platform. If I don't like it, I want it gone. That's it. Because it's mine. It's my profile. It doesn't belong to anybody but me. It belongs to the company that owns it. It also belongs to me. And it does not belong to anyone else. And I recognize that a lot of you can get upset about that. And I totally recognize that. Then I invite someone to make a positive reposting platform of my content. And you're welcome to do so. I'm not going to DMCA you or whatever. I'm not going to come after you. If I delete my content and you decide to repost it, then that's on you. The negative stuff, I don't put any focus on it at all anymore. It's just not worth it. My mindset and my health are far too important, and I've let them become deteriorated to a point where I was, losing my life, and that's not worth it. And sitting here now, it's been a couple of years. Think about it. It's only been 2 or 3 years. So for a lot of you, I would imagine it feels like it wasn't that long, and it feels like what happened with me must have been me or whatnot. You don't know how hard I've been working behind the scenes, apparently, and how time has been moving rather slow for me, and I've been busting my butt like crazy since you first saw me. So for me, it's not that time really is moving faster, but I'm doing so much more with my time that things happen way faster. And you guys saw me deteriorate very quickly. That may lead you to believe that that was just me deteriorating. I was being led down a path of deterioration, while on the other end, someone was trying to take over my life. And now that I've been able to find my way through that and out of it and relax, for the most part, the next piece is getting my own life back on track, regaining my own identity, and finding a way to regain the power in my life that matches the authority that I have to speak on a lot of issues that matter to me. And I have to get really good at how I speak about those issues, and I'm not yet mature enough just to speak on them. And until I have my power back, I'm also going to be more of a puppet than I am really going to be my own voice. And I have to be my own voice, but I also don't want to be, like murdered and whatnot. So I'm going to have to learn how to curb my voice and also speak with the flow of what people are looking to hear, also without being a puppet. So if I want my freedom, I have to get really, really good at how I speak. Otherwise, I'm just going to stay right here sitting and talking to you guys. That's the most I'm going to be able to do. And I want to do more. I did not say that I'm autistic. I got what you mean. In the UK, we don't have skinheads in that sense. But in America, I get what you mean. You look good either way. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Thank you. Live stream a lot for an introvert. Yeah, it's a lot of coping. I live stream to cope. It's when I need to release emotionally. I need to emotionally release. It's not the smartest thing to do with social media, but it can work as long as I'm careful with what I say and how I say it. It can be semi-healthy. And it can be even more healthy every day as I do it more professionally. And by professionally, I mean being careful. I don't mean that I have a degree. I mean being careful is professional. That's the part of the professional that I need, is careful. I feel 100% when you say about living your life in pressure, but you're right to take control and change. Try and take control. Oh, there's no try. I'm getting control or I'm dying. I am getting control of my life. There is no ifs, ands. There's nothing about it. I'm telling you, nobody on this planet is going to be keeping my power from me unless they wipe me off the face of the earth. And it doesn't matter if it takes me 20 years, 40 years, I'm getting my power back. And that's it. Delion, how's it going? Burnett. Losing your life by arguing on Twitter. Yeah, you know what? People on Twitter are losers. There's no third way, there's no second way to say it. Oh my gosh. Most people on Twitter are like complaining all the time. And I do argue back with them and I'll play back a little bit. And it doesn't go anywhere. And it amazes me because I'll come out with actual reasoning. And no, I don't give the details. But when somebody comes at me, I do come under the assumption that the person coming at me has some form of an articulation about the understanding within the details. And I'm coming to have my mind is blown. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm blown away at how many people are legitimately dumb and actively attacking me. And I'm like, how could you just go out of your way like that? I mean, I'm a risky guy. I take risks, but not to the point of narcissism. I take risks, but I'm not going to go ahead and take a risk that I don't know the consequences of. And when people are taking an attack on me like that, I mean, they don't know me and they are afraid of me. And they're also saying that. So thank God they're wrong about me. But what I'm hoping for is that people are more trying to figure out whether they need to be afraid as opposed to that they are afraid. And that's the best consensus I could come to, and that makes sense. The difference between you guys and me is I wasn't raised with this skill, and as I just said this out loud and I thought through it on my own, I look really stupid. I know, that's fine. But, you know, you guys, you were born with it, and you can sit and laugh at me, and that's fine, but, you know, you're not the one that's willing to ration through and reason through things on live stream. That, you know, it's just, I have to swallow a certain level of pride and embarrassment, power through it, and recognize at the end of the live stream, no matter how embarrassed I am, that I just learned something. And there's another reason. There you go, Katana. A big reason why I do come to live stream. When I put this pressure onto myself and I have these conversations with you, with all of you, is oftentimes I become more educated about myself, and maybe some of you get something from it, or maybe you think I'm faking it. That's what's happened a lot over the years, is people could not possibly imagine that I wasn't taught the things that I'm figuring out right now. And that's too bad. Maybe if I shave my beard and talk like I'm stupid and, you know, have a Wendy's burger in my hand, you might believe me more. I don't know what to tell you. People doubted me the most when I was eating organic food, managing an apartment, in a relationship, and, you know, like I apparently had the least amount of credibility when I was doing the most. And, you know, the one other person was providing money, and the other person was trying to steal it. And I was doing what I do, keep everybody together. That's what I do. I'm a Libra. It's my nature. So I'm not a Gemini. I'm a Libra, and I keep balance. And I kept balance as best as I could until it was starting to break my mind. Like, I'm proud of that. I am not ashamed of it. I am proud of how hard I fought to keep everybody together. Little did I know how little everyone cared about each other, and they thought I was like them, that I just fit into that, and I, you know, didn't care. Nope, I'm not that way. And now I see, okay, I got it. I'm stupid. Agreed. I'm stupid. Most people, now I'm smart, but I was being stupid. Let me say that. That people care about each other far less than I thought. I'm extremely disappointed in most of humanity. And at present, I am very disinterested in helping most people because they're looking for handouts far more than hand-ups. And I had no idea. And that's annoying. I truly believe in keeping people alive. I completely agree with that. But why on earth am I going to give extra to people that are literally just using me? Like, I'm not going to use them, but I'm going to let them use me. Maybe once I have enough money or social power or whatever, maybe then I can just give people stuff. But I literally don't have anything to give. And people keep telling me, once you have, then give. I'm like, okay. And then I stop giving so that I can have and build more. And they're like, no, you give and you have. Well, I need to invest so that I can have more to be able to give as much as you say you want me to give. And they're like, but no, you need to go from A to Z, and if you do A through Y, we're going to crucify you. No, you're not. You just get out of my life. Why? Disappointing. Just society, where it's at. I sound cynical. It's not cynical. It's not. It's disappointing, and I'm sad about people. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. I don't hate people. I'm not cynical about humanity. I'm disappointed in it. I'm also proud to say that I'm human, and I'm really happy to find out that there are a lot more people out there that are decent. We might not be all good, but most of us are decent. And for me, that's a big weight off my shoulders, and I find out that I don't have to play savior anymore, and that nobody ever really asked me to, but they kind of did. Now I'm starting to get the point, and I'm moving on with my life.
came across you, but it does seem like you're making a lot of changes. Seem mentally better. Yeah, I don't have bipolar disorder. That's so freaking. That's one of the most annoying things to me. I don't have bipolar disorder. I had a socially induced mental illness, and that's where when people fight hard enough to try and convince you you're sick and do anything it takes, it took thousands of people. It took an organized effort of a lot of people, and then 2 or 3 people in my immediate environment to convince me I was mentally ill to go get help. And then the people in my actual environment had no problem just going along with it because it couldn't possibly be that they were wrong. And, yes, was I that dumb? Yes. It's even harder to believe. It's even harder to believe that I was that stupid as opposed to, or stupid or gullible, as opposed to sick. And yes, by definition, with enough pressure, you can become sick. And I became temporarily sick. So by definition, I had it for a very short time. Beyond that, I was just gullible, and that was really dumb to let those people into my life and trust them and believe them when they never cared about me for the most part to begin with. And now that I'm moving on with my life, look at, I could sometimes barely even be able to put together my words. They're jealous. Like, I'm over here, I survived and endured what they threw at me, and it's still not enough for them. I'm like, what more do you want from me? I don't care. And that's the hard part for me. Like, I'm trying to make sure I don't become like those people and say that I just don't care. So it's finding a middle ground of how do I care well without giving more than I have to give or that particular person at that particular time deserves. And I'm dealing with a lot of people at once. I'm dealing with a lot of you all at once, and I love every single one of you. I care about every single one of you. And I'm also grateful that you're no longer my following, and that you're no longer, like, this is actually what I like more, is that you're not like my fans. How do I put it? Karma. I officially know what it's like to have fans. I don't want fans. If I have fans, it is a secondary byproduct of my own production in life, of my own creations in life. It's never intentional from now on. And I do mean never, because I rebuke it. You see it plain as day. It's something I'm very disinterested in. So it's enticing. It's very addictive. But it's weird. It's weird. It's weird to be obsessed with somebody else's life and you don't know them. It's weird. And I was that way. I was very much that way. And it's weird. It's unhealthy. By weird, I don't mean weird. I mean it's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. And when that's a compensation for someone who is unhealthy, all that does is produces a situation where that person is codependent to someone they're buying a t-shirt from. And I care about your health more than that. As I give my political speech. I really do, though. Like, that's ridiculous. And a lot of you fought for that with me for a long time. And I'm very grateful for that. Because you're right. It's ridiculous. It's mostly the older folk that fought for that one. So the younger generation here might not like me near as much for what I'm saying. No offense, but I was taught to respect my elders. I didn't do it all that well. And I'm learning how to do it. As for the rest of us here that are of our age bracket, I also want to get along. I recognize the lack of responsibility, but if I have people my age not respecting their elders and then turning around and telling me that I'm immature, actually, you are just buying into the culture and calling it maturity. And maturity is where you stand on your own 2 feet, you like who you are, and you're willing to listen to a voice that may not always say what you want to hear. And I have a lot of voices in my life that are saying a lot of things that I do not want to hear. And regardless, I'm listening to them because I have to keep getting better. And that's what matters the most is, if I can, it's one thing to become the champion of the children of today's generation. That's very easy. But if I can win over the baby boomers and what's left of them and the Gen Xers, if I can win you over, oh my gosh, then I really feel like I'm accomplished because, the Gen Xers and the baby boomers, they do not get committed to people that they watch. And if they do, it's like a hardcore commitment. And I see that. And I'm sorry for disappreciating that. And I also see that for the older generation, it's not so much being a fan as it is what you call your regular relationships. And welcome to my generation, where the millennials don't necessarily realize the difference between looking at someone who does live stream or does social media. as a separate entity from someone in their real life. And the kids of the later generation see the people on screen like larger than life, and the people in real life as insignificant. That's like, I could puke, is what you're seeing on my face, is I could puke about it. I want to cry about it because it scares the living hell out of me. It does. And I imagine it scares the living hell out of you too. And it should, because it's freaking scary. And that's why I don't want any part in it. And if I'm going to have a part in it, if I'm going to have any part in this life and in this part of society, then I want it to be where I have more responsibility, because this is just a part of it that I really, really struggle with. And I have a crisis of conscience, and I need more understanding and more education to understand, you know, where does this become appropriate? How is this happening? Why is this happening? Is it supposed to be happening? Is it an accident? Is it natural deterioration of society? I'm very philosophical, and I'm asking myself and asking you, how do I get that off my shoulders? How do I personally be a part of this and be a part of American society as well, and not feel responsible for what's happening to everybody else around me while I play an active role in it? And that's where I'm at. And you know, some of you may laugh at me or not, or some of you might think that I'm thinking too much, but I'm not, because God made me the way I am, and He made me smart, and He made me strong, and I'm going to do everything I can with everything God made me to be. And I'm doing my best to figure out what that looks like. And it's a very painful and difficult process, which I also, as you can tell, feel a lot of pressure to get to overnight, because I'm only on this planet for 100 years, which isn't that long, and it might not even be that long. My dad died in his 50s. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, and now I'm finding out how much I have to offer. So I'm trying to offer it whatever ways I can as fast as possible, because once I'm gone, I am gone. Just gone. I'm figuring that out at 26. 26. Really scary. Because I barely know what it means to be doing what I want to do. At least some of you who are a little older have done a lot of what you want to do. And you're maybe just now coming to the realization of mortality. I'm really young, and I'm coming to mortality. And I'm just like, well, I am young, but now I know I'm going to die. What do I do with that? I don't know what to do with that. And I'm trying to do anything I can with it. I want to feel, I want to experience, I want to feel, I want to do, I want to live. Because you never know how long, I don't know how long I have. Never know. Let alone half the crap I say online. A whole lot of rambling. But it's not rambling. It's I care. It's not just about me. You know, Kate struggles with that. A lot of people struggle with that with me. Is they're like, well, you don't have money, so you don't care about me. I'm like, what? What does that, what? Okay. And then I get a little angry, and I guess it makes me a little bit upset, because I've learned to be quite passive aggressive. Working on those star jumps. Hey, you know what? Kudos to me for doing the star jumps. Dude, I had my brain jumbled, attacked by a 1 million sub YouTuber during the hitting pandemic, while my mother is dying down the road, and I didn't even get to see her, which was like her dying wish. And I'm doing star jumps in a Motel 6. There's mean things I want to say, but I'm on I'm on Instagram. I cannot say mean things to you. And I have learned more discipline. I'm proud of myself. Screw off. Hi, Jenna, Kat. Yep, I just said all I said, and you guys are just showing your true character. There you go. There you go. Add blindness. Whole bunch of people running away from their mortality. I don't blame you. Mortality sucks. Suck it up. We all die one day. You'll be okay. Unless you're going to hell or whatever someone told you. I personally say if you could just learn to float and relax, you might be alright. I wouldn't think too much about it, but think just enough, you know, because life is short, and spending it yelling at me is quite a waste of your time. Your time is important, and you are intelligent. So to yell at me and waste your time being mean to me, That's a shame. I don't want people to space out when I speak. Well, there comes a point where my health matters more than whether or not someone spaces out. And that's me. And that's where you guys have to remember it is my platform. And when you start getting passive aggressive with me, it's you trying to tell me how I'm going to live my life. And I will sit here and laugh at you and tell you you can just go watch someone else. You can watch me from another screen and complain about me somewhere else. I am going to live my life my way. And if I want to cope on my live stream, I will cope on my live stream. I recommend you do the same. AKA whatever you want to do. Whether that's coping or not, that's up to you. Hi, Mickey. Hello. Oh, you know what's happening. You guys are very enthralled. I really appreciate that. And then I'm saying a lot, and then I overdo it, and I overwhelm you. And I am very sorry. I am sorry. That's my fault. It happens with Kate. Thank you. I'm really sorry. Do you see, Kate? Everything happens for a reason. Guys, I am sorry for overloading you and saying too much. I'm sorry. It is my platform, so that's either way. Regardless, though, I'm really sorry. Because I'm over here getting open, and you guys get open with me, and then I just overload the situation, and it tanks the mood. And you guys aren't just trying to be mean to me. You're letting me know that I hurt you. I'm sorry for that. I apologize for hurting your feelings. Haven't heard you for 10 minutes. Good broadcast. Sweet. The mic's not covered. Crisis averted. Yeah, that's the point. I'm coming to a point where I can avert my own crises. That's called being able to manage oneself, which is proof that I no longer have a mental illness, nor that I had one on my own. It was induced on me. Here's your proof. Somebody who has rather a hereditary or a legitimate mental illness is not able to come back and bounce back to the space that I'm in. And I don't have Munchausen syndrome, so here's your answer. And backtracking on all the content I've had, if you actually watch it from A to Z, for anybody that puts it out there legitimately, you will figure out that it was induced upon me, which is a federal crime. And I think that's hilarious because I get to sit here now and I don't have to do anything about it. And these people can go to federal prison or screw off. And the most I'm going to do is end up having a conversation about how I was tortured homeless in a vehicle in the middle of winter. And it's not a complaint. It was my situation. I'm over it now and I'm having a great time. I also see I could have shut the screen off, but you know what? I'm glad I didn't because I didn't have to and people should have stopped. And if I would have let it been done to me, it would have set a standard to say that it's okay to do it to other people. No, it's not. Yes, there are 25 people in a live stream, or 17, or 5. At any point, if I am talking to 3 or 4 complete strangers and they're here listening to what I have to say and we're having a conversation, or just listening to what I have to say, that's a lot. I want you to go ahead and you go to the local grocery store, you get 4 people to stand in front of you and listen to you what have to say. Oh, I'm sorry, that are willing to listen to what you have to say in the middle of your day. And in the middle of their day, that they are willing, 4 people, one, go find one. Go find one person. One random person to listen to your feelings because you deserve it. And that's where it started for me. It's one person. Sat on Hollywood Boulevard, put out my dry erase board. I brought up my dry erase board, 2 chairs, bought them from Walmart, used an Uber, went on Hollywood Boulevard, and I sat there and I said, tell me something good. I cannot tell you how many people asked me what I wanted and how much money I wanted and how many people tried to give me money and I denied them the money they were trying to give me. I think 1 or 2 people gave me cash and I took it. But eventually I was like, you know what? No, there's a principle here and I don't want it violated. Money's nice when you're starving, by the way. Judge me. But, eventually I was just like, tell me something good. And a lot of people told me something good for quite a while and it was great. And I even had somebody come up and say, do you have a permit or this or that? And even know anything about that. I was like, well, I'm not asking for money. I'm not grifting. And I was live streaming, and I stopped my live stream, and I just kept doing it. And I met a lot of great people, and it was a good time. And I also had a guy that had very interesting requests, and I was able to deny it. I also did not understand the amount of danger I was in at that point. My life has, guys, God has saved me from so many dangerous situations. Okay, there have been a lot of situations, even to my age right now, 26, where I have been in situations where I should be dead, and somehow he always makes sure I survive. And even if God's not real, then I am a really lucky guy who also apparently has really bad luck at the same time. So tell me something good, because I'm going to keep asking. All right, look, if you're going to be this disrespectful on live stream, there is something called subliminal messaging. And if you're being this disrespectful to me on live stream, it does get into subliminal part of my brain when I'm vulnerable, and I'm vulnerable, which means that I will have to mute you and remove you from the live stream because it's protecting my own mental health. Then this is your one opportunity to lay back, because I know you're like, oh, I don't care about that. Yes, you do. You might be all steamed up, but guess what? You're going to be hitting my DMs, and you're going to be asking me, can I get back in? And I'm going to say no. I'm going to say yes. I'll say yes one time. Say yes one time. You got to relax. Please relax. Because I don't have to relax. It is my live stream, and I don't have to relax. If you don't want to relax, you don't have to relax. Expect to get muted if you can't relax, because I am not going to let you affect my mental health any longer. I also want everybody to be able to get along and stick around in my broadcast. It is not our broadcast. It is not your broadcast. It is my broadcast. And I'm welcoming you to it. So tell me something good, relax, be muted, or take a walk on your own until you're ready to get along with me again. Period. You're not sabotaging my broadcast. You're sabotaging a chance to be a part of my broadcast. And it's unfortunate. Like, this is what it always comes to. Some of you just cannot figure out how to get along. You wonder why the only people you can be friends with are other miserable people. This is why. Fifi Lola, how are you? Pizzle, how's it going? Beth, Rich, welcome on. Hey, Laker. Hey, Jay. I'm also going to go ahead and evaluate the situation to say there's some sort of an assumption about me that's been made. It's false, and you're wrong, and you're coming at me. I don't know what it is. Let's remember, whether I'm stereotyping or not, that at the end of the day, I am a guy, and a lot of the people freaking out right now are the women. More than likely manipulated by boys in their life that are not being men. That's not my problem. Hi, Tony. Tell you something good. You're looking at something good. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is plenty good. Hi, Chantel. Hi, Spesh. Getting that haircut probably by the end of today. Hi, Angela. Hi, Derek. Most of you are just being passive. Guys, I don't have anything against you. I'm sorry if I was mean first. My guess is that you came in with an assumption about me. Here, okay, I'll tell you what happened. Something good happened on Twitter today. You want to hear something good? I had a guy, girl, I don't know who it was, made a negative comment about me on Twitter, and I DM'd them. They didn't. I followed them first before they. What they do? I don't remember how I ended up following them. I followed them, and then I said hey, they said hey. They're like, why'd you follow me? And then they posted a negative tweet, or they had previously posted a negative tweet, and I just saw the tweet, and then I went and answered back, and I went through the whole conversation. And at the end of it, they're like, oh, okay, you're not that bad. I'm like, yeah, I know. And most of the bad that was built into me was just, bitterness from letting people do things to me that I shouldn't let them do. And that's what I see happening here in a very big way, that there are a lot of people who have a lot of assumptions about me, and over a period of time continue to convince themselves that the narrative they wrote about me is true because it could not be possible they're wrong, and also they do not like being tricked, and pointing the finger back at me is the easiest possible target. I'm going to go ahead and take a step back and see what happens. So I'm going to do. Hi, Sabrina. Yes, Wes. Oh, yes. I am very good at meditating. Nice. Let me rephrase that. I love to meditate because meditation is not a competition. Yes. How about you? Yes, Fifi Lola, I see you. Cool story. Thanks, bro. Okay, we're at the end of it. All right, that means at this point, any negative comments forward is going to get you muted. Oh, let's do it this way. Send me a DM. Send me a DM about whatever your gripe might be. If you don't, you're muted next broadcast. We're chilling, Joey. It's okay. Joey, I've been willing to take this to any length and any perception. Try anything to make this work because that is what I was raised to do. That's what my pop taught me. He didn't teach me to do it the way I'm doing it. But when dealt with a rather unique and fluid scenario, one must become flexible. And I am being more flexible than I ever thought I'd have to be. I'll tell you that. Meditation helps me become aware of my thought patterns. That's good. Thank you, Wes. Yo, I got this guy here. Thank you very much. I also did become quite the brown noser. And it is out of seeking social acceptance and feeling guilty after I know I make a mistake, much more than it is anything else. So I felt guilty with other people, and then I'm talking to Wes here, and then by proxy, that projection of the embarrassment and guilt ends up being pushed over onto Wes whenever I come out and I try to brown nose him. So I made one mistake with one person, and I flip over to Wes and I make a different mistake. And that's how it works. And then when you watch the screen, you see my eyes go to the right, which is a memory or a thought. But on your screen, it looks like I'm looking to the left. And your human brain says that if I'm looking to the left, I am lying to you. We're gonna have to fix some things, aren't we? Nothing is built without a few mistakes, my friends. Nothing. I have no beef with you. I'm sorry. I just showed up here. Sweet. I like your cat. I'd love to send her some drawings if that's cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, everybody knows what hotel we're at. You're more than welcome to send stuff. Just be careful, because the cops around here do their job, if you catch my drift, and they're not going to be giving us trouble, but they do their job. Part of how I know that is we haven't had to deal with them yet. So, who will Zeno, who will make it, Wings or Nina? I don't know that. All right, see you, Eager Dog. It's all good, man. We're all trying to grow up and improve. Definitely. All right, thanks everybody for stopping in. I'll see you all soon. Thank you. What do the cops do? I don't know, because they're not at my door not doing their job. So as long as they're not at my door not doing their job, then they're definitely doing their job somewhere. I love you all. Talk soon.